Slagistas Angfest is here. That was kind of corny. Anyway, Yizha versus Westin Wilson. I don't know if I'm even pronouncing his name properly. Ah, man. Um, I don't know, man. Despite the fact that I feel like Westin Wilson is going to have a massive reach advantage, I generally don't feel like he has a shot in this particular fight. This is one of those fights whereby I feel pretty confident in the other guy in Yizha. Despite the fact that I don't feel like he's actually been tested in the UFC, I still feel like he is pretty decent. There's no reach advantage actually. Okay, there is, I mean, but it's not that much. So Weston Wilson has a 2.5 inch reach advantage. Not too good, not too great, but still significant enough. Um, Weston Wilson also is a finisher. Every single win that he's ever had has been via finish. Whereas Yiza is also pretty good at finishing fights. He has like a 76% finishing rate. So most likely this fight will probably end within before a decision, basically. Based on what I'm looking at, it's either Yiza is going to finish Weston Wilson, or Weston Wilson is going to finish Yiza. So um, that's how I think this fight is going to play out. As far as the stand up, I feel like offensively, I think Giza is a little bit better. He's a bit more, I think, technically better. I mean, when you look at, and it's not even crazy to even say that because Weston Wilson, the majority of his wins have come by way of submission. But I mean, even Yiza is pretty decent on the ground. But before I get to the grappling, so output wise, I feel like Giza will have an advantage. I think he's going to be throwing a little bit more. I think the activity is going to what do you call it? The activity, if it ever goes to a decision, which honestly is not going to happen in my opinion, I think it's going to favor Yiza. Defensively, I feel like Yiza is going to be better. I think Weston Wilson is horrible defensively. And against someone like Yiza, I think he's going to get hurt pretty badly. So, in all honesty, I don't know, man. I don't feel like this goes to a decision. I could see a situation where Yiza actually knocks out Weston Wilson. Let me actually double check if what I'm saying is correct. Uh, I mean, it is possible, you know? It is possible. But yeah, I feel like on the feet, Yiza is going to have like the advantage. Both offensively and defensively, I think he's the more technical fighter of the two. So output wise, technical striking ability, defense, striking defense, I feel like it favors Yiza. In this particular fight, I think the only advantage that I would give to Weston Wilson is his finishing ability and the 2.5 inch reach advantage, which is honestly not going to matter as much, to be honest, because of the fact that I feel like Yiza is technically better on the feet. Um, as far as the grappling goes, uh, I think Giza is going to be better offensively as far as grappling and even defensively. Even though I do feel like both of them are pretty terrible. Defensively, I think Weston Wilson is the most horrible of the two, right? But also you have to also take into consideration that Giza. FJ Zupa, what up, my guy? You and Shoshot McGee haven't been around. Um, I think you guys have been recovering. I haven't seen you in a while, man. I think Giza should be a lock, but the minus 1,400 is. I can't take it as a lock. Yeah, I also think he should be a lock, to be honest. I think he's going to be better everywhere, even though his defense is not. Your name is kind of crazy, man. Even though his grappling defense is not that great, Weston Wilson's grappling defense is a lot more horrible. So I do agree with the fact that I think Yiza is definitely should be a lock. I think they reflect like how good it is, and I do agree with them. Even though I think they are kind of crazy for Yizha, who hasn't had that many fights in the UFC. But yeah, I think Yizha wins whether the fight is on the feet or on the ground. To be honest, obviously Weston Wilson might be throwing a lot of submissions and threatening the submissions, but I don't know, man. I never, and I will repeat this every single time I break down every fight. If you're bad defensively on the ground, no matter how good you are offensively, if you are facing someone who's a little bit better defensively, the probability of you having success, in my opinion, is very low. So Weston Wilson is terrible defensively. He might be decent offensively, but it's just jiu-jitsu. There's no wrestling there, or at least as far as I can tell. He's just a terrible. Wrestling wise, it's terrible. Maybe jiu-jitsu, it's there. Obviously he's had a lot of submissions, but outside of jiu-jitsu, I don't feel like he has a lot to offer. So Yiza should definitely win this fight wherever it takes place. Um, F Chase Hooper, this pick should be 60% safe according to your scale risky or safe level. You know what? The only reason I'm a little bit cautious. Like for example, when I know enough about a fighter, like for example, when I said Hamza Chimaev was like 51% safe, it was because I felt like I knew enough about Hamza Chimaev in order to have confidence. Both Hamza Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis, I felt like I knew enough about that particular fighter in order to coin it safe, right? So normally, if I feel like I don't know enough about a fighter, I am very reserved with the safe prediction. I genuinely thought that in recent memory, and since I implemented this kind of approach to my safe and risky predictions, I haven't been getting my safe picks wrong. The only recent the safe pick that I made that was wrong, I think, was Chase Hooper. You know, and which basically explains your name as well on the channel. I think that's the only guy who I didn't call correctly. But since I've been very stingy with the safe pick, a lot of my say when I say a fight is safe, normally those people end up winning. So I need to know enough about a particular fighter in order for me to be confident enough to say safe. Yiza is very untested, number one. Number two, his takedown defense is not particularly great, at the very least, based on his previous fight. So ultimately, I'm a little bit worried, even though I feel confident that he should win. I'm a little bit worried because I can't ignore the fact that Weston Wilson is pretty good at finding submissions. Like the guy has only ever won via finish. He's never went to a decision. So because of things like that, when you combine the fact that Yiza is better, right? But when you combine the fact that Weston Wilson is good on the ground. Yiza does not have the best the takedown defense, even though he is better defensively than Weston Wilson, which is why I'm picking Yiza. But for me to have confidence enough to say this is a safe pick, I don't feel like I know enough about Yiza. I need to see him tested before I can feel like I need to see a little bit more before I can say anyone is safe. But yeah, I think he is probably close to being a safe pick. Just that his horrible takedown defense, not it's bad. The takedown defense is bad. So whenever anyone has a bad takedown defense, I'm a little bit cautious, especially when they're fighting a fellow grappler. Even though I do feel like Weston Wilson doesn't have wrestling, all he has is jiu-jitsu, and in today's UFC, it doesn't seem like it means a lot. F Chase Hooper, but betting wise, there's no value unless you take method and round bets. Yeah, or parlays. F Chase Hooper, by the way, F Chase Hooper. Man, I agree. He fumbled that really hard, man. Anyway, let's go to the next one, guys. If you want to join me, let's go to the next fight. If you haven't seen my other breakdowns, they are available on the live section of the channel. What's the next fight that I'm going to be breaking down? Let me see. Oh, Xiao Long versus Su Yang Yu. I'm a little bit worried about this fight. Anyway, let's go there. Deuces.